Hello everyone, how are you all doing out there today in Facebook land? I am your host, Tommi Faye Fulton, author of Love Beyond Pain, Walk and Run While Wounded. And I just welcome you all in today and hope that you all had a great week and will have a great upcoming Friday and a great upcoming weekend. And so I just appreciate you all tuning in, looking at the show. This is the Blue Couch and Company. And so we're building up the Blue Couch and Company, every day, looking to see how we can, maybe come to you more often than just on Thursdays. But for right now, we're going to stick with the Big Thumbs Up Thursday, and that is what today is. Today is Thursday, and so on every Thursday we do the Big Thumbs Up Thursday. And I hope you have been enjoying the show, enjoying the cooking that I do, as well as the talking and discussions that I share with you about the Word of God, and sometimes about my life and life issues and things like that. But nonetheless, I do welcome you again and thank you for being my company on the Blue Couch. You are the Blue Couchers, and just want to let you all know I appreciate you and thank you for coming. Thank you for tuning in. And so I got a lot to do today, and I got a lot I want to mention today. Just want to wave to everyone who's watching and posting. Thank you so much. So I got to keep my mind on track because I got to walk and chew gum today. Maybe walk and do a double chew gum today. But nonetheless, I hope that everything goes well because, we are going live. So at any given time, something could go wrong. But I pray that nothing goes wrong today. But I just want to do a few reminders and let you know that you can find my book, Love Beyond Pain, Walk and Run While Wounded, on Amazon, and you can order it there. It has been greatly reduced and discounted if you want to get that book. And so, I don't really talk much about my book, but the book, Love Beyond Pain, Walk and Run While Wounded, a lot of it is my own personal testimony and my own trials and tribulations and how I had to get through a lot of emotional pains due to a lot of life circumstances, and how I had to pick myself back up and begin life again. Because as you all know, my motto is life only ends when you decide not to begin again. And so if you want your life to continue on after any type of emotional strain or emotional traumas or pains and whatnot, you have to make a hard decision to pick yourself back up after you get through healing a little bit and begin life again. Everything that grows all around us, when it dies, it falls. The Bible says the seed falls to the ground and it is buried underground in the dark by itself. But then when the rain comes down on it, it's being nourished and it grows back up again. And as long as we have breath in our bodies and we have strength and we have the Lord on our side, no matter what we go through in life, you can begin life again. Never think that you're too old or too late or been through too many circumstances or situations that you cannot begin your life again. It's okay. And so that's basically what the book is about. And I share a lot of personal stories in my book. And I got a lot more personal stories to come, but not today. And so what else? A children's book you can also find on Amazon that has also been greatly reduced, and you can get it in hardcover as well as softcover, Cooking for Grandma and Grandpa. And you'll find that under my name, Faye Thomas Fulton, on both of those books. Okay? You can also, if you want a free book, like an e-book, you can go to my website, lovebeyondpain.com. And so with that out of the way, what else do I have to share with you guys? Oh, another thing that you'll find on the Blue Couch and Company Facebook uh, uh, page. If you ever took notice, I have a podcast, and so you can click on that link on the Facebook Blue Couch and Company, and it'll direct you and take you straight to my podcast. Now I have to do some more recordings on the podcast, but there are a number of recordings there that you can listen to for for your listening pleasure, as they say. But yes, I have a podcast, and I've been doing that for a while, but I want to start maybe doing a series on the podcast. Okay, so that's another thing where you can get some inspiration and some encouragement from. And so today is going to be hopefully a fun-filled day. As you can see, I have, as promised, when I first started the show, I discussed with you all that, and I think I showed a picture that had someone to create the big thumbs up female version, and that's what this is. This is the design, and it says the big thumbs up. If you can't see it, I may be a little ways away from that. Let me see if I can reposition myself so you can see it, but hopefully you can see it there. I wanted to wear it so that you all can see what it looks like, and the apron has 2 pockets here, and it fits rather nicely. And so this apron can be worn if you do hair, you do gardening, you do cleaning around the house, and you need something to put some pockets to put your stuff in, or whatever the case may be. This really can be worn for a lot of different things in a lot of different types of businesses. You may find it convenient to wear an apron. Okay, I know a lot of beauticians, they wear aprons and keep their combs and stuff in it. So this is the big thumbs up version of my thumbs up. The other thing I want to let you know about that too is that on the design, on this particular design, you notice where the beads or the bracelet is white and fingernails are pink. But if you are interested, these come in multicolors. I have black, I have this blue, I have yellow, I have orange, I have green, I have red, I have hot pink, wine color. So they come in different colors, not just one color. This is just, I'm wearing this particular color because it just goes so well with my theme, I love blue. And I think I posted why I love blue. I know blue just gets a really bad rap, when it comes down to the color blue. Oh, I'm so blue, or, you're blue because you're depressed, or you're blue because of this, but blue is a beautiful color. It is the color that our Lord made the sky and the sea. And blue has a lot of biblical meaning to it. But in any case, if you decide that you want an apron with the big thumbs up, you can get the fingernail polish in any color that you want. You can get the apron in any color that you want. You can get the bracelet that she's wearing on here in any color that you want. You just need to let me know. And so you can inbox me if you decide that you want a big thumbs up apron. And so this will be the apron that I will probably be wearing because this is my brand, okay? And it's just really interesting. A friend of mine, I have to give her credit for it, Shannon Griffin. She does a lot of humanity. She does a lot of social change events and things like that, cancer awareness and so forth. And so she was the one 2 years ago. She designed this because she does the big cup. So she has this great big cup, and she uses that as part of her platform. And so I wanted something that I could present, and she designed this big thumbs up design for me. And so just remember that these come in different colors, and you can even get the thumbs in a silhouette. And if you want it in a silhouette, you can get it done without any color, but if you want to get the fingernails in a color and the bracelet in a color, you can do that. If you don't want the shaded in portion of this, you don't have to get that. So those are some of the things that I'll be asking you when you are ready to order. Wouldn't this just look great on you? I think it would. And this is not screen printed. This is embroidered, okay? This is embroidered, and so, you know, it'll last a long time, and the apron is very durable, and that should last you a long time as well. And so the other thing that I want to kind of get out of the way before we move on to cooking is that I have my own bracelets, okay? And so this bracelet here, it says the Blue Couch and Company on it, and it has a little blue there, and I designed these bracelets myself. I have one in gold, okay, and I just make them all different colors, and this one says blue on it, okay, if you can see that. I don't know if you can or not. That says blue. And I have this one that says the big thumbs up. It has on there the big thumbs up, and that has some blue on it. You know, isn't that pretty? And this one says BCC, Blue Couch and Company. And so the trick about these bracelets is that if you decide that you want an apron, I'll throw in a bracelet for free, okay? And so just let me know if you want to order an apron, and we'll discuss how you want the colors of the fingernails to be and the bracelet that's on here. But if you order one of my aprons, I'll make a bracelet just for you. And they are beautiful, okay? And the bracelets can come in different colors too. So if you, let's say for instance, you want a pink apron with the big thumbs up on it, you might want a pink bracelet with some other, you know, gold in it and so forth. And so I can add that in it. But it can also be a bracelet that matches your apron. Okay, so let me move that out of the way. And if you're interested in any of that, just, like I said, inbox me and let me know, okay? Thank you for that. All right, now, we have a guest that's going to be coming on at 4:30, so I got to hurry up and work on this meal. I got, a little over 15 minutes. So what I'm making tonight is curry chicken, all right? I've already made my rice in my buttered garlic fresh French green beans that's over there, but I want to hurry up and get this together. And so what this is today is curry chicken, all right? So I'm gonna put a little coconut oil in my pot, get that all steamed up and ready. And then I have to add some onions to that. And after I get this all done and get it on my plate to eat it for my dinner, I'll post a picture of it, of everything on the plate, and take a picture of it and post it. But I'm going to add some onions to that. You can do a cup of onions or a cup and a half of onions. And that's going to go into the pot. You want to make sure that your onions are a little brown. All right. Set that over there. So like I was telling you guys, I have to walk and chew gum today because I want to make sure that when the guest comes on at 4:30, I got most of the stuff already in the pot and ready to go. So the next half of the 30 minutes of the show can be dedicated to her. And so I'm looking forward to her coming, and I'm looking forward to anything that she has to share. And as always, excuse me 1 minute, I gotta grab something. Be right back. All right, I'm back. So I had to grab that information so I'll be ready when she gets ready to come on. Okay, so my onions are cooking, and the curry chicken, you can use diced chicken breast if you want to, but I had some chicken thighs, and so what I did was is that I cut the chicken thighs up. I took the skin off of the chicken and salted it a little bit, pepper, I shouldn't say salt because I don't really like using salt, but seasoned it, and I actually let it marinate overnight. And so, but you don't have to use a bone chicken. You can use a chicken breast and just, you know, cook your chicken breast, you know, before you put it in the pot. Just cook it a little bit, you know, till it's golden brown. Okay? So while that's getting a little green, or a little brown, I should say, what do I want to talk about today? You know, a lot of times, you know, life don't always go as we plan or as we would like for it to go. And sometimes we just got to be, you know, ready to shift gears. And sometimes we got to just be ready for change. And, you know, I can remember as I was younger and as I was getting older, I really hated change, you know, as far as if I was in a routine or if I knew the routine of things that I was going to do or be doing in my life. And I found it very difficult because we get stuck in a routine of doing things. You know, God can't really use us when we are fixed on a routine. We have to be flexible enough to move, you know, as God would have to use us. And so, because we never know when he might, you know, just decide to tell us to do this or do that. But if we are just, you know, fixed on a routine, life can be very difficult. But in any case, I was thinking about King David today. And I was thinking about all the things that he went through and all the things that he put himself through. You know, David had to encourage himself. And sometimes when we're dealing with things in life and situations in life, we have to encourage ourselves. You know, I find that I do more encouraging than I get encouraged by. But it's okay. You have to be like King David and dance before the Lord sometime until your clothes come off, as the Bible would say. And you have to encourage yourself, you know, through life. And so sometimes you may not feel like it, but if you're going to keep going in life, you just have to encourage yourself. And so one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to our guest coming on at 4:30 is because, you know, she sent me a link about, you know, I think it was called the Millionaire's Morning, and there's 7 steps of the Millionaire's Morning. When I say morning, MORNING, like waking up in the morning. She had 7 steps to, you know, having a successful morning, and what you know, millionaires do with their mornings when it comes. You know, I also noticed in her work that she was saying that she was never a morning person. And I thought to myself, neither am I. I am not a morning person at all. But that goes back to change. You know, if you're expected to do certain things in life, you got to make the change. Let me go ahead and just try to get this underway because my time is running out. So this is about a cup to cup and a half of onions, all right? And so I'm going to start putting some of my seasonings in here, which is, this is complete. It has a lot of different types of seasonings in here. It has onions in here. It has bay leaves, thyme, have all kinds of different seasonings. I really like using this. So I'm going to just sprinkle this around in here a little bit. Okay. I'm going to do some of my Goya, my all-purpose seasoning. Throw that in there a little bit. Now, you all know that I have mentioned to you that I don't really do a whole lot of measuring, but there's 2 things on here I will have to measure, okay? So, just waiting on my onions to get nice and brown in here, which is coming along real good. I'm going to put in, let's see here. This is 4 chopped tomatoes, and these are Roman tomatoes, and they're shaped kind of different. They're not round, they're kind of in kind of oval type shape. But you can use those type or regular type of tomatoes, or even some diced canned tomatoes. It's up to you. But these are fresh tomatoes, which I'm gonna put in the pot. And this is 4. Okay. Stir that around. I keep track of my time. All right. As they say, that's cooking with grease. All right. So the next thing I'm going to put in here is, this is called garam, G-A-R-A-M, Marsala, M-A-S-A-L-A, okay? And so, remember, this is curry chicken. So I'm going to use a tablespoon of this masala. All right, sprinkle that around in there. And the famous curry, okay? I'm going to use a tablespoon of curry, or 2 tablespoons of curry, I'm sorry. There we go. Stir that around. Smells good. I hope it tastes good because this is my first time making it. But it looks good though. It smells good. I don't know if you can see that. Okay? I'm always excited when I try new things because I want to see how it turns out. Alright, I'm going to add some garlic to this. Okay, about a teaspoon of garlic. There's the garlic in there. I'm going to add some fresh grated ginger. This is fresh grated ginger. I grated it last night. I'm going to do a tablespoon of that. When I get to rushing, my nose gets to running, and I deal with sinuses, so you all excuse me if you hear me sniffling. So I'm going to use a tablespoon of, this is ginger. I just put garlic, and this is ginger. Okay. What time is it? We got a few more minutes. So the idea is to let this cook for a little bit. I'm going to add some coconut water to that. Boy, time flies when you're having fun. Thank you. I always like that emoji. This is coconut water. So I'm going to add, about a cup of this coconut water. Okay. Because the chicken is going to cook a little bit more with the coconut water in there. Okay. Stir that around. So all of this is going to blend together. All right? So the next thing I'm going to put in there before I put the chicken in there is that I'm going to put a can of coconut milk added to this. And then I'm just going to let it cook with the chicken in it. And so by the time my guests come on and she goes off, this all should be done and ready. Oops, excuse me, I'm blowing my nose. Not blowing my nose, I'm sniffling. It's not good to blow your nose while you're in the kitchen cooking. But anyway, I added that in there. Hope you all can see that kind of stirring around in there. So that's coconut milk. Okay. It looks good. Smells good too. And you can always, if you want to, for flavor, you can always add a pinch of salt if you want salt in it. I like using seasons and seasoning salt rather than to use salt. And there she is. Okay, let's see. All right, I need for her to join me. You can join me now, Sailing. Hopefully everything is going well on her side. If you see a join button there, you can go ahead and just click the join, and I can get you to, I'll just click you in, but I don't see it yet. Let me know if you're having some difficulty. This technology, it kind of gets on my nerves too, but you know, I got somebody that's going to teach me a little bit more than what I already know. So it's 4:26 or 28 there. So I got a couple more minutes. So all of this curry chicken. Now I'm gonna put in my chicken, and that's gonna, you know, kind of cook for the next, you know, 30 minutes. And so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 or 5 pieces of chicken because no one's eating but me. But this is something I can eat over the next several days. So I'm going to add the chicken in. All right. So there is the chicken. The chicken is in there. And I like curry, so I'm sure that all of this is going to taste pretty good once it's done. Okay. There is no join button. Really? Oh. What do we need to do here? Let me see, Sailing. Hold on, Sailing. I'm working on it. Oh, Sailing, I don't know where, you know, I was told that you should be able to see the join button. Can you click, do you see share on your side? Do you see a share button? Do you notice a share button on there, Sailing? Okay, let's try to see if we can get this this working properly. Let me see here. You don't see a share button either. Wow. What is going on today? Okay. I don't know what to tell you, my dear. Because you should be able to see a join button and a share button, so I'm not really sure why you're not seeing that. All right, well, I don't know what else to do as far as getting you on, because it's not showing me on my end as far as, you know, how to get you in on here. Okay, hold on, let me see. Okay, I see. Okay, I think we're cooking now. Okay, I approved it. You should be coming on. I saw it where I needed to approve it, so I did approve it. Can you try it again? Can you try that that button again and see if it's working? Like I said, when you go live, anything can happen. Salem, if you could click that button again and see if it will allow me to approve it again so that you can come on. Okay. Let's see here. I don't know, Salem. I don't know what's going on with it. Do you see the button? Can you text me and tell me whether you see the join button at all? You see something here. Keep trying. Keep trying if you can. But while we're working on that, just want to tell you a little bit about my guest. I was going to read this when she came on, but we're not finding the share button to allow her to come on live with me. So I don't know what the issue or the problem is. So, okay, Salem, I'm sorry about that, but Salem is a personal growth coach, and her business is Passion, Purpose, and Posture, LLC. I believe she is from out of Florida. And what Salem does, and her name Salem is spelled S-A-I-L-Y-N-N, and I thought that her mother did a fabulous job coming up with that. It's like you're going sailing, you know. Her mother loves blueberries. I do remember that. And so she is a personal growth coach. Okay. It says approve, so I'm going to click approve again, Salem. And I'm going to click add. I don't know what's going on because I see it coming up. It says approve it, and then click add, which I did, but nothing's happening. So I don't know. But I do want, since she is trying to come on, I do want to share with you all that what she does is she works with women entrepreneurs or aspiring women entrepreneurs, and you all can join her Facebook or her network to learn valuable tips and get daily affirmations in your news feed, okay? And let's see. She helps women who are business women, who's entrepreneurs, to shift from grinding to growing. I like that, Sailing. Shifting from grinding to growing. And I'm sure that you and I will be doing some talking so I can go from grinding to growing. And so let's see here. I did have a chance to look at your Millionaires Morning, and you had 7 tips on that, which I thought was really interesting. And I was sharing earlier how I saw on there that you said that try it again. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, we can try it again, sure. Okay, let's see. Add. It says adding. Ah! And there you are.
We did it. Can you hear me?
Look, I'm sweating bullets as usual. Oh my goodness.
You hear me?
So what happened? What was wrong?
Facebook setting, they changed stuff, and so I got on my phone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and so it figured itself out. I was like, oh my gosh, but now I'm like, okay, so let me put this here.
Okay. How are you doing today?
Different. But you are right. So my parents were boaters, and my mom does love blueberries.
Yeah.
And
Her name Lily? Is her name Lily?
Alice.
Alice. Okay, Alice. Sorry.
Yep. And yeah, I started this new business a couple years ago, and I have just really enjoyed working with successful women and women entrepreneurs. And I love how you're cooking prior to this.
Well, you know, this is what I do on the big Thumbs Up Thursday. I try to cook a meal every Thursday and have a discussion about, you know, the Lord, or something about the Bible, or something about life, or something about emotional pain, or, you know, something around that area. So, you know, I really wanted to discuss those things, but I just didn't want to just have to stand and talk about it. I wanted to be kind of fiddling and doing something. So I thought I enjoyed cooking, so why not share cooking with that? And so it kind of worked out. But
well, I think it's great because when we're done, you have dinner ready.
I do, exactly. Especially on Thursdays. Because last week I made my mother's red beef stew, and I made a whole pot of it here. And I let it cool down, put it in containers, freeze it. And so I can eat that throughout the week that I have to cook.
And you know, that is key, right? As a successful, busy woman in life, is really to find those time hacks in your day. So like, I am super impressed that you have figured out how to do a multitasking hack that not only works for you, but works for your audience. That's fabulous.
You know, I call it walking and chewing gum. You know, multitasking is definitely what it is, because there's so much I got to do prior to getting on screen, because a lot of times I have to prep food hours before or the night before, just to make sure that I get everything in that hour while I'm talking and trying to cook at the same time. And so it kind of works out. But this is not about me today. This is about you. And so I want to ask you some questions. I want you to share, you know, who you are and what you do, and you know, how you came about doing what you do, and so forth. And so I want to just introduce everybody to Sailen Doyle, and she's finally here. And, you know, we're going to choke Facebook for changing things up, but you made it, and I'm glad that you're here. And thank you for coming on, Sailen. I really do appreciate that. And I hope that you and I could be doing some work and working on me, you know, in my entrepreneurial business self, on the things that I'm about to do and I'm engaged in. And so just tell us, first of all, tell us a little bit about who you are.
Sure. So that was a fabulous introduction. So I started my entrepreneurial journey in 2007. I purchased a senior home care franchise back in Massachusetts, and
Mm.
I really had no idea what I was doing. So thank gosh I purchased a franchise and had that support. And I ran that business for 10 years. But after working with seniors at the end of their lives for 10 years, and I had worked in senior care prior, I heard so many of them have regrets, the woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? And
Yeah.
it really kind of drove home for me of, living your best life because we only
Mhm.
get one.
Right.
And so I decided to blow up my life. I sold my business, my house, my car. We took off in our RV and landed here in sunny South Florida.
When you say we, is that we as in the husband or we as in mom?
So it's a boyfriend, but we've been together 21 years. So,
Okay, all right.
yep. And so kind of started over in 2017. I started an online business. And really what I've been doing the past, gosh, my whole life, but mostly the past 4 years, is coaching women in business.
Mhm.
And so my business coaches that I hired suggested that I, really rebrand and relaunch and focus on coaching women officially. And so that's what I spent the past year kind of fine tuning, and I relaunched in September.
Okay.
And, really, I
Of
have,
this year? Of this year?
yeah.
Okay.
And, I really truly have a passion for women that either are entrepreneurs, want to be entrepreneurs, because they see it as what I saw it was the ability to get everything you want in life, right? Time, money, and freedom.
Mhm.
And really, that is just something that I love helping women do. And so, what I'm really trying to work with women now on is making them realize that, your business doesn't have to be number one. You can have a successful, growing business, but your life and your family and your volunteer work and all of those things really should be first. And you can build a business alongside that because, again,
Yeah.
we only get one life.
Yes. Amen and amen to that. We
Mhm.
gotta take care of this life, right? So
Yes.
now this is your business. So I know that there is a cost with this. Is there anything you want to share in that area while we're talking, about what you do? How does a person get involved with you? And
Sure.
what is the cost of beginning something like this with you?
So I have a brand new free resource that I'll pop a link into the comments. It's called the Millionaire's Morning Routine. And one of the things that I learned was, really when you focus on what's important every single morning, it's going to set not only your day up, but your life up for going on that journey that you want to be successful. So I put together a free resource. If people enjoy it, which I've had some really great feedback, they can grab my mini course, and it's only $27. I offer it as a discount. And I do one-on-one coaching. So if anyone's interested in that, they can reach out to me and we can talk more about whether I would be a good fit, do a free first call, and then kind of go from there. But I will pop the link to the freebie.
Yeah, because I want to. How do people reach you?
So
How do
people
people
can
reach you?
send me a friend request, or they can go right onto my website. I just popped the link in the comments there. Um,
Yeah, I see that.
yep.
Okay.
So Facebook, they can reach out to me on Facebook or on Instagram, either one. And really just, start a conversation, see what your goals and dreams are in life and how I can help you, achieve that dream life that we're all working towards.
Okay, and I'll make sure that I put that link on all of my pages because I got a few pages on Facebook, but I'll make sure I put that link there. You know, and when the link is there, if they click on the link, will some of your information, contact information, show up with that as well?
Yes.
Yeah, and I did go on there, and I'm going to print those pages off. I was sharing with the audience how I read there where I think you said or someone said you're not a morning person, and I said
No.
I'm not a morning person either. And you know, getting into, you know, I was sharing with them how difficult throughout life it's been being in a routine, the same routine, you know, and whatnot. And so when that routine breaks and you have to shift and go into another direction, it kind of throws you, you know, a little
It
bit.
does.
Yeah. But you know, with this 7 steps that you know, you the download, the millionaire's morning, you know, that is something I know that I need in my life. You know, I know what my routine is when I get up, which generally is very late in the morning because I'm not a morning person. But, you know, I really need to start getting up a little bit earlier and taking a look at some of the things you suggested there and work on, you know, because if you, they say if you do what, 21 days or 30 days or something like that, you kind of
21.
21 days, you get into the routine of it, you know. And so
Hmm.
you have some really good tips there. And, you know, I'm sure that what you do can really benefit a lot of people that I know. And I'm just hoping that, you know, you'll get some people from other people watching, you know, what I do and see what you do as well. So tell me this. So you started this in September. In September.
Hmm.
Um, could you share, you know, how you went about getting clients, and, you know, do you have an influx of clients that you do work with?
Yeah, so I've been coaching women my whole life. In college, I started a sorority chapter, and I think whenever you're part of an organization and you're a leader, you naturally start coaching people. And then when I had my business, I was constantly coaching my team, and I always was of the mindset with my team, I wanted to hire for the person and their personality and not their skills, right? Like I could teach anyone the skills. Um, and so really developing women. And a lot of times what it was that, I gave them so much training and skills that they kind of outgrew my business and moved on, which is sad for me, but so amazing to see. And so when I sold the business in 2017, I really wanted to focus on, helping women know about all the resources out there and helping in supporting each other, right? I think as women, like it's time for us to come together, lock arms, and run to our goals together.
Mhm.
And there's room at the top for everyone.
Yeah. Yes,
And,
absolutely.
yeah. And so one of the things that I use part of the morning routine when I was building my first business, but when I hired my business coaches and they kind of laid it out for me, I was like, oh my God, this is what I've been doing, but I just haven't had it so neatly in a package. So I took all different things, packaged it together. And what I've really realized is when you review every single day what you want to do, like what is that like ultimate life goal that you want, like what do you want to wake up every day and do, you get excited. And so you start waking up earlier,
Mhm.
you start finding it easier to say no to things that don't align with your life mission and mantra, all of those different kinds of things. And so a lot of the work that I do with women and that I talk to is really just digging deep. And one of the things that I like to do is, kids, like you tell them, don't do this. And they're like, why? And you're like,
Yeah.
because I said so. And then they're like, but why? And they
Yeah.
make you dig deep, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing we need to do inside. So I've done a lot of career coaching with women and a lot of just like personal life coaching that is, you say you want this, but why do you really want it? What is driving you to get
Mhm.
up every
Mhm.
day and do the work? And a lot of people really need to dig deep because, we look on social, we look at our neighbors and things like that, and we all think that we need 2.5 kids in the white picket fence, you know, and really it's okay to develop your own life. Like, I live in an RV. That's not for everyone. Some people think it's weird, you know, but it's what's important to me.
Right.
And so a lot of it is validating our goals and dreams, no matter how crazy they think they sound to some people. And, you know, really helping women realize that we can do anything we want nowadays, right? And you just need someone to cheer you on, but also support you with ideas and fleshing out different things and giving them resources. There's so many free resources out there that people don't even know about, you know?
Yeah. You know, and it's so interesting that you said that, you know, finding the life that you want to live. I've been in ministry for 40 years, and my life has always been about the ministry of what someone else wanted me to be and to do. And so I had to shape and mold myself for that length of time to become not only what God wanted me to be, and whether that God was putting pressure on me, is that when you're part of an institution, the institution could put that pressure on you to conform.
Yep.
And they pretty much, you know, take over your life. But ministry does not have to take over your life. But that, you know, that old, as they say, old school or old way of doing things and whatnot, and our time becomes consumed in trying to conform, you know, especially if you're in leadership. And my
Yep.
role had always been in leadership in ministry. And I was ordained as a pastor, and I had a church as a pastor. And so there were expectations as a pastor and so forth. And that's one of the reasons why I love doing what I'm doing now, is that I don't have to dance to someone else's, you know, drum beat. You know, I
Yeah.
can pretty much, you know, conform my life to the way I see it in the way that I want it. And so I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because that really do free us up to become who we naturally are. And because I am a believer who we are spiritually, you know, there's so much that we could be doing for others, but we spend a lot of years sitting on a pew and being inside of an institution and giving our lifetime energy and resources, you know, and never really developing who we are and what our interests are. And my sisters and I, we had, you know, have had long conversations that this has been our entire life. And so when that part of your life is over or coming to an end per se, as you know it, you find yourself not really knowing what to do anymore, because for 40 years, this is what the life I have spent doing for others, you know,
Yep.
and you become lost, you know. So one of
Yep.
the questions that I want to ask you is that what do you find is the, you know, one of the number one most difficult things in working with women entrepreneurs when it comes to trying to help them, assist them, and getting them to give insight into what is it they want to do? Because I know that you have to have passion and purpose and the energy to be able to run after what you say that you want to do. And so what do you find as one of the number one things that women may complain about as it being difficult, that they want to be that woman entrepreneur?
You know, I think everything you said, right, is so spot on, right? And no matter what situation you grew up in, a lot of us are forced to conform, and we do it. And so when we have the opportunity to be ourselves, women struggle to figure out who we really are, right? And that's one of the hardest things, because we look at social media, we look at other people, we look at what's expected of us, and we don't really know who we are. So when I sit down with a woman who is unsettled, unhappy, or whatever, and we start digging deep, it's almost like a journey of self-discovery, right? Because no one's ever asked them, probably since they were a young child, what do you want to be when you grow up? And so, you know, it really is, it's hard, it's emotional, and it's really trying to figure out who you are. And some women will go completely different, you know, paths in their life. And that's really scary because you could lose some of the people in your life that have been there forever because you're choosing a new path. But that's okay, because we both know the people in your life that are true, your true followers, your true loves, and all of those kinds of things, they'll follow you no matter what, right? Who you are. But you know, women really struggle with being authentic and to who they are. And I think it's not because of so much the comparison, but they don't know what they want. So one of the things I is digging deep.
And why do they not know what they want? Because they've been who they are to everyone else.
Exactly, because we have served everyone instead of ourselves, you know. And when I was in my senior home care franchise, it was, I would preach to my, you know, staff, care for the caregiver, care for the caregiver, because if the caregiver falls apart, then who is going to take care of everything, right? And so a lot of times what we have to do is really backtrack. So, you know, I ask women, you know, what did you want to be when you were a kid? And so I was on a webinar last night and we were talking about what we wanted to be as a kid. And I said, you know, I wanted to be a teacher. And then I realized that was not for me. But then I said to my parents, I wanted to be a circus clown. And everyone laughed and they thought that was hilarious. But here's what I saw about that opportunity was I saw someone that could travel the country, right? Someone that could be with animals and someone that could make someone smile every day. Those sounded like really good things to me, and they still do today. And so with women, it's really digging deep about like, okay, you've done this for 40 years. Let's really dig in and find out what you truly enjoyed about that. You know, did you love being a pastor? What did you love about that? Dig deep, you know, layers deep to figure that out. And then you can truly see what sparks.
What I love about being a pastor, to answer that question, is outreach. And that's what I've been doing, and that's what I enjoy doing, and that's what I'm also, aside from what I do on Facebook, that is what I'm working on currently, is to do outreach. And so that's where I, you know, find enjoyment and satisfaction in my life, is reaching out to others, you know. So go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, and that's exactly it. And it's so great that you know that, you know, because now you're taking that one thing that you enjoy and you're saying, well, what can I do with this thing that I enjoy? So we connected, right? That's outreach. You're doing it in your community and those different kinds of things. So you can find those pieces and turn them into whatever. And nowadays we can do anything, right?
Yeah. And so you identify as a there's this fine line, and can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep, you broke up a little bit. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I know that there's this fine line of coaching and therapy, and I'm glad to see my friend Mary on here, because she works in therapy, you know. And so how do you, because you said earlier, when women are sharing what they want to do, or what they feel like they want to do, it can get emotional sometimes. It can become overwhelming because they're digging deep, and they're digging into areas that they never really thought about before, because they were so giving their service and time and energy to others. Okay, so how do you walk that fine line between, you know, not moving into being this therapist, but coaching someone? Because, you know, those sessions can get very emotional.
You know, that's a great question because I think we all have our specialty, our niche, right? Whatever. And the client ultimately is going to have the best experience when they're with someone who is in their niche. So my big thing when we do our first free call is to make sure I'm a good fit. You know, if someone comes on and tells me things that really aren't in my specialty, I'm going to like refer them to someone else. And just like you said, you love outreach. I love being a resource for women. That was one of the things I did in my first business is I wanted to know everyone and what they did because, you know, it's like, okay, well, this session is getting a little bit too deep. I need to refer you to a different kind of professional for more. And, you know, that's where you work together to meet the client's needs. And so that's why outreach, I think, is huge because you don't have to be everything to everyone. You can specify your little area and then work with others to help the person get the best results. Because ultimately, it's all about them.
Yeah, exactly. Very, very good advice. I know there's probably a ton of other questions that I could ask you, but our show is coming to an end. And I know that we had difficulty trying to connect and whatnot. And you know me, I want to bring you on again because you lost some valuable time in sharing a lot of stuff, you know. So we'll get together on bringing you back again and so forth. But I really enjoyed it. I know that you and I will be connecting, you know, and doing some things together and some things that I need from you. And, you know, hopefully you can gain some things from me as well. And I just want to let you know how much I appreciate you coming on and share. You shared a lot in a little amount of time. Trust me, you did. You know, if people just go back and listen to it again, you shared a whole lot. And I know that you have a whole lot more that you know, you could share with us because we, as you said, you know, women, we need each other. We need to support one another. And, you know, we need to encourage one another in the things that we want to do business wise, entrepreneur wise, or whatever the case may be. And so I really appreciate you coming on. And I want you to tell the listening audience before we close, I want you to tell the listening audience your name, how they can reach you, how you want them to reach you. And so that way, if they're interested in talking to you, then, you know, they can get all the other preliminaries from you. But before you do that, because I invited you on my show, I am going to, and I have to get your information. I was sharing at the beginning of the show, you see my thumbs up?
I love it.
Thumbs up.
I
This is
love
my
it.
thumbs up apron. And so I was sharing that, you know, if people wanted to, you know, order one of these and I would send them a free bracelet. But I'm going to make you a special bracelet just for coming on as a gift. And from the Blue Couch and Company and being on the Big Thumbs Up Thursday. And so I'll get your information from you, you know, when we connect a little later on. But Salem, thank you so much for sharing with us and coming on. And I'm glad you was able to find that join button because I didn't see nothing on this end to help you. And, you know, I was like, oh my gosh, you know, but, you know, I'm glad you knew how to get to me. So I really do appreciate it.
Well,
And
thank you so much for having me. It was a complete pleasure. Enjoy your dinner, and people can reach out to me. I will pop my website in there, which brings you right into everything that I have for people to see. But it's just basically my name, Salin.com, and it'll give you all the links that you need, and then we can connect.
okay. And don't forget that she has a free book that you can download information on 7 steps that you can do called The Millionaire's Morning, which I have been reading and it's very interesting. It's going to be very helpful to me. And you can get that straight into your email just by combining that information. So thank you again, Salem. Say hello to your mother for me. And she is the one that loves blueberries, everybody. She loves blueberries.
She does. Thank
So
you so much.
God bless you, Salem. I appreciate you so much. And we'll be connecting soon, okay?
Sounds good. Have a great dinner.
Okay, bye-bye. All
Bye.
of you. You all take
No,
care. This has been the Blue Couch and Company. I'm your host, Tommi Faye Fulton, and has been the Big Thumbs Up Thursday. Yay!